Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. This story starts when a guy was researching about a haunted house that was deep in a dark, dark forest. He spent months researching mysteries, people going missing, unsolved cases of this and that. He was fascinated by it. This man was called Richard. One day he decided that enough was enough, and he wanted to investigate what was happening. What better way than driving there and discovering the truth? Was it truly a ghost or something unnatural happening there? Or was it just purely people's imagination? He had to find out. So that's what he did. This journey starts as he gets into his car. He comes outside, locks the door of his house, locks up. He almost felt like a shiver down his spine. He thought to himself, am I really doing this? He gets into his car, puts on the radio, and drives. It's about 100 miles away. To try and take his mind off it, he puts on all different radio stations, chat shows, happy music. But it didn't distract him from the truth. The truth that he was about to discover something truly terrifying, and it really could happen at any moment. In a split second, he looked in his rear mirror, and for a split second, he saw what looked like a dark shadow in the back of his car. He quickly pulled over in dismay. Deep breath. Come on, it's all in your head. It's your imagination. It's just a load of rubbish. You know, it's ghosts aren't even real. It's just silly. He turned on the light of his car. By this point, it was getting a bit sort of dusk, if you will. Looked around the back of the car. You know, nothing there. Turned the radio up. He got back in the driver's seat, put on his seatbelt. Don't be silly, Richard. There's nothing going on. It's a load of rubbish. Ghosts aren't even real. Anyway, he carries on driving on his journey, and he starts to see that the landscape starts to change. At this point, it's about sort of 8:30, and it's starting to become sunset. And there's a really nice light going for the trees. It's really nice to see, and there's trees everywhere. And he's thinking to himself, you know, this place ain't so bad. I could have a holiday here. He tries to tell himself all sorts of stuff to take his mind off the fact of the horrors that he's about to face. Anyway, he comes up to what looks like a bit of a misused road, so we say. So he pulls over and he drives down and poof, you know, it's quite a bumpy, you know, it's clearly not been maintained extremely well. There's potholes everywhere and he's just like, oh, good job I'm only doing this the one time, as his car's bouncing everywhere. And anyway, he gets down the track and he pulls up slowly. At this point, suddenly feels, I don't know, an era, but maybe it's just the fact that he knows what's happened here that makes it creepy. He looks up at the house. It's a giant place. It's old. It's decrepit. It's fallen to pieces. He looks at it and he thinks, perhaps I shouldn't have came. Puts his hands on the steering wheel. Takes a deep breath. I can do this. He slowly gets out of his car, shuts the door, locks it, slowly walks up to the house. You're probably thinking, how does he get in? Well, the bit I didn't tell you is he actually got some special permission. Anyway, he walks up to the door. Fingers starting to tingle. There's a mist in the air. It's almost like a fog. It's almost like it's in its own little bubble. Its own little universe. Goes up to the door. Even the handle feels cold. He opens it. The door opens. He gradually walks in. I'm here. I've done it. See, it's not that bad. It's not that scary. What a load of rubbish these people are on about. People going missing and all this sort of stuff. What a load of rubbish he was thinking. Anyway, he decides to explore. He's here now. It's time to investigate. He's not a person that is feared, that is scared lightly, so we say. So he looks around. Nothing too scary. I could quite easily spend the night here. It's not that bad. He walks into what looks like a grand hallway. It's huge. There's a big wooden table. There's what appears to be knights or something all the way down either side. He looks around. He's like, wow, this place is awesome. I love this place. Ooh, this ain't bad. This is all right. This is not even that scary. Yeah, you know, he keeps telling himself this, but we know that deep down he's terrified. Anyway, he looks around and thinks, you know, nah, it's not that bad. I've been to worse places. You know, my auntie's place is far scarier than this. Anyway, he walks down a corridor. It's dark. Conveniently, the light isn't working. He's like, wow, who thought of this idea? Anyway, he walks down this corridor. He takes himself to what appears to be a bathroom. He walks in. Conveniently, there's a really old, stinky bath and a sink in the toilet. Little mirror. He walks up to it. Goes to wash his hands, but the tap ain't working. He looks in the mirror, and what looks back at him terrifies him. He looks at it, and for a small moment, it's not him looking back at him. Quick, he runs! He runs out the door, runs up the corridor. What was that? He runs, goes through the hall, he runs out the house. He's back out in the fog, it's cold, it's dark by now. What was that? Surely it was his imagination, his mind playing tricks on him. Come on, get a grip of yourself. It's just a house. You're the only one here, for God damn it. He decides to take a moment. He walks in. He notices there's lots of great paintings and they appear to be following him around, but surely this can't be true. Then he feels a shiver down his spine, like there's a presence watching him. He slowly looks up at the banister, half looking, half with his eyes closed, and what looks to appear to be a dark shadow looking directly at him. It's all my mind, it's all my mind. Like and subscribe, it's all my mind. Like and subscribe, it's all my mind. No, it's all my mind. Don't be silly, there's something there. Looks up. Whatever it was, it's gone. Takes a deep breath. He thinks himself, get a grip of yourself, man. There's nothing going on here. Explores the rest of the house. Nothing. He takes him down and he comes across this room, walks in, and hears like a thud.